Dear Father, I stand today just want to say thank you, Lord, for everything that you've done for me. Somebody's gonna need you, Lord. Somebody's gonna need a friend. Well, I stopped by to let you know that I know somebody that'll stick closer than a mother, somebody that'll stick closer than even a father. Well, friend, I'm talking about Jesus Christ. Yeah, thank you, Lord. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 'Cause I know Jesus will never let you down. No, whenever you need him, I know he'll always be around. I know Jesus will never let you down. No, whenever you need him, oh yeah, he'll always be around. Hey, yeah. You may need a friend sometimes. There always will be there for you. Now I came to tell you today that Jesus will be there every day. 'Cause I know Jesus, he'll never let you down. Whenever you need the Lord, I know said he'll never let you down. No, 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 no. You need the Lord, he'll never let you down. Wait a minute, y'all. Yeah. Don't doubt the Lord. No, no. Don't doubt the Lord, whatever you do. Don't doubt the Lord. No, no. The Lord will always see you through. Just let me tell you. Just tell you what he done for me. Know what he did? He lifted me.
Thank you so much for
He
being here
lifted
today.
me.
I've been through it, hosted by Gail Davis. I want to thank God today, you guys. I want to really thank God for this platform, because this is a platform for everyday people to come on and just share their stories and inspire someone out there. Today, one of my guests today, he has a very, very interesting story, you guys. And I hope someone is touched out there today. He's starting a nonprofit. You know, he's been involved in gang reduction and just a lot of stuff. But he have a very interesting story. But I also want to thank Roscoe Media Center, Roscoe Chicken and Waffle. I want to thank Johnny Morris, Keno. I want to thank Kevin, my tech guy back there. And I want to thank everybody behind the scenes and in front of the scenes that make this thing happen, okay? And you guys check us out on rmconair.com. We have a lot of different shows. So just make sure you go to YouTube, go to rmconair.com, and check us out and support, okay? Because Roscoe Media Center is doing really big things, and hopefully we're going to be around for a long time. And we've been around for a long time, right, Kevin? Right. How long? Long time, right?
41 years.
41 years. Wow. Long time, you guys. So anyway, we're going to talk to let Kevin introduce. No, I'm sorry, Kevin. I'm Kevin right there, y'all. I'm sorry. We're going to let Tony introduce herself. Introduce yourself, Tony, and let us know some things about you, growing up, how many brothers and sisters, different things like that.
Okay, first I want to thank you, Gail, for giving me this opportunity to be on your show. Anyway, my name is Tony Stacy. Most people know me by TS. I have two brothers. One is 3 years younger than me. One is 1 year older than me. I was born on my mother's birthday.
Awesome.
I'll be 58 next month on my mother and granddaughter's birthday. I grew up in South Central LA all my life, basically around Broadway, Maine, San Pedro's in the 80s, the 90s, the 60s.
South Central for real, right?
I'm an ex-gang member. Anybody know me, they know I'm an ex-gang member. Sad to say, a lot of people still think I'm an active gang member, but I'm not an active gang member. I've been retired from gangs. I'm an ex-Crip. I was original Crip. When I say original Crip, I'm talking about the B with the boy at the end, C-R-I-B. But 2 years later, it got flipped over to what all these cats out here represent now, the Crips. Anyway, I got a message. I just want to send out a message to the youth, my people. I want to give back to the community. During my heydays as being a gang member, I wasn't just a gang member. I was a gang leader, gang shot caller on the outside in society, inside the prison system. I most recently got out of prison after doing 33 years. Before I went to prison, I done been to mostly all the juvenile halls in California behind gang banging. I've been to juvenile camp behind gang banging. I've been to youth authority, YA, not one time, but I've been to YA 4 times for gang banging. Wow. And this last joke I just did, next month on the 5th made me only been home 2 years after doing 33 years.
Wow, but 2 years you've been home after doing all that time. That is so good, and hopefully we hope that you're just gonna stay out. So let our viewers know, Tony, some of the things that we were talking earlier, and you were saying some of the things that even led you there to gangbang.
Well,
like your father not being in the house and stuff like that, and you looking up, idolizing older people, you said.
Right. Well, basically, when you had posed the question at me, how did I get into gang banging? Well, I started gang banging in the 5th grade, going to 75th Street Elementary School, 75th and Broadway, across the street from 77 Police Station. I was in the 5th grade, and
In the 5th grade.
I just felt that I was bored at that time. I was young. I hung around a lot of older dudes, 8, 9, 10 years older than me. That my mother never liked it that because they were dropping me off at home in they lowriders and stuff. So I hung around a lot of older dudes. What they did, I did. My father wasn't in my life. Just my mother raised me and my 2 brothers. So I entered the world of gang banging from the 5th grade.
From the 5th grade, wow.
About 11.
So, and it had nothing to do with abuse from your mom. But your dad wasn't in the house to, like, lead you a different way. But your mom was there, and she was good. But you just seen the older guys, and you wanted to hang out with them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, moms, even though my father wasn't in the household, my mother was a good mother, still is a good mother. Fortunately, she's still living.
Amen. Shout out to your mom.
So all the advice mom gave me went in one ear out the other one. I mean, all throughout my life, moms, that old cliche, moms tell me, boy, they're going to lock you up and throw the key away. And that's what they did. Now I knew what she meant by that.
What you say? I ain't trying before, but she was saying it, and now you know what she really meant.
Exactly. When they just stretched me out and parked me for 33 years straight, and I just got out barely 2 years ago, now I know what she mean by locking the key. They're going to lock me up and throw the key away. And that's what it added up to.
So people out there, I'm just interject one thing. Listen to your parents, okay? If your parents is telling you right, listen to your parents because they love you and they telling you for your best interest and theirs too. You know, because they have to go through it with you, right? Because your mother was there the whole time while you was locked up, right? So
exactly. When you doing time in them prisons, in these jailhouses, your mothers, your parents, your siblings, everybody's doing time with you.
See,
period. Point blank. It's a hardship on everybody all the way around. Point blank.
It affects the whole family, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you did all that time, and you said that that you actually got your lawyer. Talk about that. Talk about how you're out now because you were supposed to have life, right? Life without. And so talk about how your lawyer believed in your case and all that happened, because it's an amazing story.
Yeah, even though it's a long story, I'm gonna condense it because this is a long story. First of all, I was originally framed for this case that I just done 33 years for.
Okay.
I failed in 1981 when they arrested me in 1981. They charged me with triple murder robbery.
Okay.
And so anyway, I had about 3 other crimes on this case. When they arrested me, they only had one of my so-called homeboys' testimony against me, put me on the scene of the crime.
Okay.
You know, this individual was already facing some other charges, so he made a deal with law enforcement.
Okay.
With them, if he snitch on me, lie on me, they'll let him off his cases.
Right.
And you got to realize too, this triple murder robbery, me and all three of my crime, we was facing the death penalty, capital punishment.
Wow.
But in the end, maybe a year later, they dropped the death penalty on everybody else except me. I was the only one facing the death penalty.
Wow.
They felt that I was the trigger man in the case, which I wasn't. I wasn't even there at the scene of the crime. But make a long story short, I fought the case. In the process of me fighting this case, they needed some more collaboration to go with this other dude.
Yeah.
Said I was there. They didn't have that collaboration. They didn't have no footprint to place me at the scene of the crime, no fingerprints, no gun, and nothing.
No evidence.
So by state law, they need collaboration. What they did is use a jailhouse snitch on me from another state in the LA County Jail when I was fighting my case. They put this dude next door, but he had priors of snitching on everybody else in another state he was from.
Right.
So when my lawyers and private investigators went out there to the police department in another state and asked about this jailhouse snitch, they said they stopped using him because he was lying on people and getting people sent to death row and getting people life, and same thing that he was doing to me.
Basically taking their life away.
Right. So I had a team of lawyers, couple of them represent me for 20 straight years, trying to get me out of it. It took them 20 straight years to get me out of prison.
Wow.
And when they finally caught up with the jailhouse informant, they were still protecting him at that time in another state, had him under anonymous name and whatnot, showing him favoritism. But my private investigator ended up finding where he was. So in a nutshell, when they finally cornered him off and asked him about why he lied, he admitted that he lied on me. He admitted. And, you know, during my original trial on this triple murder robbery, the DA intentionally withheld this jailhouse informant history from my lawyers. See, if the jury would have known about this dude was a discreditable person, they wouldn't have believed his testimony. I probably would have never even got convicted for this crime that I just done 33 years for. So that's in a nutshell. And I thank God for Brady versus Maryland law, because the DA, they got a duty and obligations to turn over this evidence, anything, they background check on any witness they using against you in the court of law.
Really?
And by law, your lawyers don't even have to ask for it. They post the DA side, the district attorney post automatic turn all background checks and history over on any witness they using against you. He didn't do it. Plus, my lawyer asked for it, and he intentionally withheld it. And that's what gave me a unfair, unequal trial at that time when they withheld that evidence, because the jury would have heard this jailhouse informant history about him being a discreditable witness. They wouldn't even convict me. By them withholding that, so under the Brady versus Maryland law, the DA office is held accountable for it, whether they made an honest mistake or not. And they flimsy excuse said they was going through some technology, changing their computers around, and they thought they sent it. But the law don't say that. You still got to be held accountable. So that Brady versus Maryland law is what got me on the streets right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so it's like I'm living a miraculous lifestyle, but I never gave up in that whole process. I never gave up.
Tell our viewers, Tony, what you was telling me earlier. You said that that basically your lawyer that you had was so upset, and he knew that you had been railroaded, that he actually asked one of his lawyer friends to help you.
Exactly.
Pro bono.
Right. That's exactly what happened. My original lawyer I got found guilty with. We both knew they stacked the deck against us, you know, doing all these unscrupulous acts towards me, gave me an unfair trial.
Right.
So my lawyer was so mad. His other partner he went through law school with, who specialized in cases like mine, he asked him would he represent me pro bono. So 2 years later, he got on my team and represented me for free. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be sitting right here. He fought tooth and nail for my freedom for 20 years. And plus my other lawyer and them know I was innocent, and they never gave up on me.
Wow.
So and so unfortunately, it just broke my heart, because my lawyer that righteously fought for me, the second one, pro bono, you know, he passed away about 5 years ago.
Oh, wow. And he was like almost like a friend to you too, right?
Yeah, couldn't never get a chance to thank him.
Oh, you never got a chance to thank him?
Not personally since I've been home, because he passed away since he won my case for me. So.
But he fought hard for
Yeah.
you, and God was behind the scenes fighting too.
Right, exactly,
Wow.
exactly.
So you have a write-up, right? They gave you just show it. You just show a
well,
little bit
well,
of the write-up
well,
that
this,
they in the newspaper, because they basically had railroaded you, and then they found out all this time that you were in there for something that you didn't do.
Yeah, this is my first appeal in 1990. You remember I got arrested in this case in 1981. So this is 1999. I'm going through my appeal process. You know what the judge say? The judge deals blow to the use of jailhouse informant. And this is my first appeal. Then she go on to say she overturns a jury finding that the man pulled the trigger in a multiple murder, ruling that the panel should have been informed that inmate had a proclivity to lie. They talking about the jailhouse informant.
Right.
But the bottom line, this first appeal, 1999, only thing this judge is finna do is drop my life without down to 25 to life. So me and my lawyer just totally felt that this is a frame. I should be completely out. So
Right, exactly.
so this is 1999. So in 2002, the State Court of Appeals, like they say, state appeal courts overturns man conviction in 1981 triple murder case. This is in 2002. So I got my case all the way overturned, you know, and went back on appeal to get cut completely loose, right? And you know, it saddens my heart because I get tired of explaining to people whether I was involved in this or not. And the only thing I want to say, and it was 3 judges ruled in my favor, downtown LA. A lot of people thought all the years I've been locked up, I went to the federal courts. I never went to the federal courts. People was under the false impression I did, where I got my love from on this case. Reason I got my case overturned by 3-panel judges downtown LA is because that's how bad they railroad me.
Really?
And like I said, I get tired of explaining myself whether I there or not. Let me just read this part, what this judge say at the last paragraph. This is what these judges say. This week's decision evaluated the possible outcome differently. Justice Hastings wrote that jurors may have found that the remaining corroborative evidence was insufficient to overcome any doubts it may have regarding Dean's credibility, and concluded there was reasonable doubt whether Stacy was present at the scene of the crime.
Wow.
And I wasn't there.
He wasn't there, and that's
So-
just, oh man. See, and that's the thing, you know. It's been a lot of people that's been wrongly convicted.
Oh, and it still is some
you
in
know,
there now.
And it's just a blessing that you actually had a lawyer that believed in your case from the get-go, and even though he couldn't do it no more, he actually had one of his friends to do it.
Right, and if it wasn't for my lawyer asking his friend to do it, represent me pro bono, I'd still be in prison right now, because it was the way it was set up was designed for me to die in prison. Period. That's what life without sin. Nobody can do no life without possibility of sin. That's what it means. You finna die in prison. It's just the next thing, as it's the criminal to death penalty. It's just a slower death.
Wow. And so Stacy, Tony was Tony Stacy, but anyway, so you said that in prison you had already stopped gang banging like 17 years before you even got out.
Right.
And then you start working with the programs, the different Scared Straight or different stuff like that.
Yeah, at-risk youth program. Well, you know, when I like I told you, I thought I was gonna be a gang member for life. It was do or die. I was gonna die in that. That's what I thought, right?
Right.
But epiphany came on me one morning, one day, way back in 1989. That's when I started my retirement from gang. That's easy said than done.
Right.
Because it was a long journey. You know,
It was a
you
long
just
journey.
can't get out no gang overnight. You got
Right.
to walk the walk, talk the talk, and you got to be consistent with your whole set of new morals and values and principles. You can't even compromise them for nobody. So when I took that first step on that journey, like I said, this wasn't even pre-planned. I'm going to start gang, but it was some incidents that happened. I just say, this is over with. That's enough. I'm not going through it no more. I'm giving all my life, heart, and soul to nothing, period.
Right.
You know, I'm giving myself to something that's not loving me back. So I just got tired.
Right.
I just got tired. So when I took that first step, And then this is when they first opened up Pelican Bay Prison in 1989. I went up there the second one after it was open. And that's when that's when I subjected myself to an introspection of who I am. Is this what you really want to continue to do? I had a big reputation. I had all the power at that time, inside the prison, outside the prison system.
Yeah.
I gave all that up because it was negative power. And it just wasn't working no more. So when I took that step, and all the way to this day, I stayed consistent.
You stayed consistent.
This way before my case was overturned. Way before that even happened. That's why I know in my heart and soul, like I told you, that's why I know God blessed me with my freedom. Because if I was still gangbanging at the time in prison, when I was going through this, God wasn't finna let me out behind the walls.
He wasn't talk about that.
And He knew my heart. He knew what was in my heart. And when I was gangbanging and stuff, I never believed in God. Not even before I went to prison. I didn't even care about being religious or nothing. Though a lot of my family members grew up in the church, I just wasn't with it. But when I did retire, and one thing I learned about when you make that transformation and transition out of the gang, you make your transformation, you establish your individuality. What's going to come right behind that is your spirituality.
Awesome.
That's what happened to me.
Okay. So you saying that when you did stop gangbanging, stop being active in the gangs or whatever, you got spiritual.
Right.
So basically, you said the spirit was telling you one night to stop. God's spirit was telling you to stop.
It was just a strange feeling, just talking to me. Just that spirit just gave me the courage to just step back and retire from the gang.
Wow.
And then with the question you was asking me a few minutes ago, when I became a part of at-risk youth programs inside the prison system, which I became part of at-risk youth program called Code 4. The prison guards brought at-risk youth from the streets.
Okay.
So it was a team of 25. We was like counselors. And, we take them on a tour of the prison with the little scare straight thing and all that stuff. So
you guys were counselors?
Oh, yeah, we was counseling, but we had a program. Awesome. We had a unique program that we didn't believe in yelling and screaming at the kids, though.
Awesome.
MTV, we did a video with MTV. They went around to about 20 prisons, checking out their at-risk youth program, scare straight. They liked it ours. Because,
really?
Because we was unique. Because it's tactics, it's an art to that.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know that. It ain't about yelling and screaming at no kids talking about I kill you, I chop your head off and trying to intimidate them.
Right.
So our program wasn't about that. I was a part of that for 4 years. So after I got all my schooling dealing with at-risk youth for 4 years with that I broke off and went to another prison and started my own at-risk youth program.
Okay.
Predicated on basically the same thing, but I added some of my visions to it, and I became the president of that for over a year.
Awesome.
So since I've been home, I've been doing basically the same thing, but I haven't elevated to the level I want to be at right now. So I got about 10 years of experience dealing with at-risk youth. Right now, like I told you, I presently got, I'm finna sell my skill sets in a minute on the internet, set my website up. I can build anybody a scare straight program from the ground up, single-handedly within 60 days or less. Of course, it's gonna cost some money. It's a lot of training.
Right.
But once I train you, you're gonna be the best at what you be. And it ain't got nothing to do with no hollering and screaming at kids. So I'm in the process of doing that. Once I get my paperwork copyright, then I'm gonna sell my skill sets out there. So that's what I'm in the I got, I forgot to tell you, I got 2 books coming out. One of them I'm trying to get out right now.
Awesome.
Anti-gang book.
And so and it's so funny because one of my 2 shows ago, my guest, he's actually writing a book too. And so you know what? I'm loving this because, people are starting to write books and everything because people are having passion and they care about the people coming after them. So you care about the people coming up after you.
Right.
That they don't follow in your same footsteps because you did it and you said, oh, it's not worth it.
Right. And see, I got 2 books. I got my autobiography. It's 3 volumes to my autobiography, right?
Okay.
But the anti-gang book is the important book I want to get out before my autobiography because if I put the autobiography out, people going to have a misconception thinking I'm trying to glorify gang activity. That ain't what I'm trying to do. I'm totally against gang activity now.
Okay.
That's why this anti-gang book I'm trying to get out right now this year. I ain't been having the help and the support I need, but I'm almost there. But anyway, the anti-gang book is predicated on ex-Crips and Bloods. They talk
Okay.
about their stories and testimony, how they made their interest into the game, how they made their exit out of the game.
All right.
It's ex-Crips and Bloods. And the name of the book is called Voices from the Trenches. Our voices from inside the trenches, as well as the trenches. You got trenches out here too. So that's the anti-gang book I'm trying to get out right now. Then I ain't gonna get in deep into my autobiography. These books has already been written. I just got to get them typed up in book form and get them edited.
And I got some people that can help you. So we gonna talk.
Okay, I need all the help I can. And then my Life Without book is called Life Without. It's called, that's how much time they gave me. And I ain't gonna get into it right now, but it got 3 meanings to that name, Life Without.
Wow.
So that book is about almost half of it's complete. I got one volume already finished. I got another book I got coming out called Fully Loaded, and I don't want to get into that one. That's dealing with, it's an anti-gang book. So.
That's cool. So Tony, tell our viewers also, you say you just wrote a letter to Charlie Beck.
Oh, yeah.
Tell our viewers about the letter and why you wrote the letter.
Okay, I forgot all about that.
You
Yeah.
say you forgot about.
Yeah, I just recently, like I was telling Gail on the way up here, I just recently wrote Charlie Beck, the chief of LAPD, a letter last week. I'm waiting on a response. Hopefully I get a response from me. But the reason I wrote this letter, I never thought in my, wildest dream I'd be writing a police chief.
Right,
So
right.
what inspired me to write him, I don't know if a lot of people saw him on TV a couple of months ago, but Charlie Beck, he was on TV with several other chief of police around the states. And I couldn't believe what was coming out of Charlie Beck's mouth, but they got a new stance on crime and punishment now. They new stand and philosophy on crime and punishment now, that they do not believe in locking people up and throwing the key away.
Okay,
They
that's
believe in
awesome.
giving people the second chance now, because they say there's no rehabilitation in that. So I was shocked, and so that's what inspired me to write him a letter. I commend him, and I told him it's about time somebody took a common sense stance on this situation.
Okay.
But the main reason I wrote him, though, is like I told you, and I'm gonna tell your audience, the reason I wrote him is because I want to get a law passed called "When is a gang member is not considered a gang member anymore."
Okay.
And that means a lot of affect me. It affects a lot of people who's still in gangs or who was ex-gang members. So again, I'm trying to get into law. When is a gang member is not considered a gang member no more? This was the question I posed to Charlie Beck.
Okay.
So to give you an example, it's like me. When I came back down on my appeal, and when I came back on my appeal in 2002, my C-file from prison came with me, and your C-file got everything in your lifetime.
Okay.
And the DA requested my C-file come down there. The DA used my history out of my C-file, incidents I was a part of 25, 30 years ago. Then my lawyer came in the holding cell and had about 30 or 40 pictures from the DA office. And it's showing me when I was 13, 14 years old, when I was a juvenile, standing in parks and stuff in front of graffiti gang-written walls with guns and throwing up gang signs and stuff, right? So my lawyer said the DA has intentions on getting all them pictures, not all of them, but the ones he wants blown up to life-size figures. They're going to put them all around the courtroom. And they're going to use my C-file against me, saying I was a shot caller, I was this and that, I'm going to kill, I'm going to murder. And so my issue with Charlie Beck, I was pointing out to him, is that they already poisoning the minds of the same jury going to decide my fate. So why do they got the latitude to do all this type of stuff, to spread all this venom like that? You not even giving me a fair trial already. You're using stuff I did 30 years ago against me. You getting old pictures. So that's why I asked Charlie Beck, when is a gang member not considered a gang member anymore? So I gave him examples that they need to come up with a matrix system out here in California, that if a ex-gang member he ain't under no gang injunction, and he's not proactive in gang, he haven't had contact with law enforcement, whether the matrix be 10, 15, 20 years. Establish a matrix system. Because a lot of ex-gang members that is my age, and like I said, I'll be 58 next month. It's so many gang members my age or older. They grandfathers now. They fathers, they got kids, they married, they been out for 25 years straight and had no contact with law enforcement.
Right.
All the good ain't done, mind you. Now, let them get arrested one time. They finna go 30 years on you. They finna hit you with gang enhancement. They gonna blow all these. They gonna do it not just me, they're going to do it to all of us. So we got to establish some type of new law and say when it's a gang member, it's not considered a gang member. Otherwise, you stigmatized for life as a gang member.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So you saying if somebody been out of gangs for 10 or 20 years,
Right.
and they do a crime, although they're
Don't have nothing to do with gang activity.
don't have nothing to do with gang activity, when they go to court because they want to make them look so extra bad, they want to make them look really, really bad, they're going to put all their pictures of what they did 20 and 30 years ago to sway the jury's mind.
Along with getting old gang pictures of you from 25, 30, they're going to go into your history and what you done already been convicted for 30 years ago, and they're going to combine.
You didn't already did time for that.
I already done time for that. And then they're going to hit you with gang enhancement. They're going to show all this stuff to the jury like it just happened yesterday.
Wow.
That ain't no fair trial.
And so this is what your letter was about, that there need to be a law against that.
Yeah, yes, exactly. When it's a gang member, it's not considered a gang member no more.
And it's true. There definitely need to be a law against that, because right now you're doing a lot of good stuff right now.
Right,
because
right.
you and your wife, you're married and been married for how long now?
I've been married 8 years and together with my wife 10 years.
Wow. And so you say your wife did marry you while you were in prison, right?
Yeah, my fourth wife.
Your fourth wife.
Yes.
Okay, talk about that a little bit, because when we was talking to you, said that you've been married 4 times. I'm like, okay, if you've been in prison, and how have you been married 4 times? So talk a little bit about that you was married and they started taking away the family visits and everything, and at a certain point
Yes.
in prison, but actually you've been married 4 times in prison.
Yes.
Wow. So you with your last wife, well, your final wife now.
Right.
We're going to say final.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm praying it
You
is.
with your final wife right now.
Too old to be starting over.
You say too old to be starting over. Okay, so and you say that they took away the family visits.
Oh yes, they they took away in the prison system 1996 in all California prison. They took all the weights away, and they took conjugal visits away, family visits away.
Okay.
And people who had certain child molestations and rapes and stuff like that, they didn't qualify for family visit. Anybody with a life sentence couldn't qualify. Even if you got 25 to life, you didn't qualify. They changed the whole qualification for family visit.
Okay.
You almost have to be almost a role model prison to get a family visit right now.
Wow.
Without a lot of time.
So didn't you say too that they were they was trying to get a law to put that back?
Oh, right
the
now.
Family visits. Or
yeah,
something?
right now they fighting real hard. I'm hearing right now because I stay in contact with people right now in the prison system, all the way from death row to level 1s right now.
Yeah.
'Cause I got partners on level 1s, 2, 3, 4, all the way to death row, and
Wow.
So I just got word from one of my partners right now that they getting close and recovering. The prisoners getting their family visits back. Like I told you, about 4 years ago, they done a major. They came out with something still in effect right now. They came out with a new approach in the prison system now.
Really?
And it's called.
So it's getting better. You said that it was getting better.
Much better. As much as I despise the prison system and 98% of the guards up in there because they corrupt, but I'm commending the judicial system, law enforcement, and the people working with the prison system. They overturned the whole prison system. It's called a realignment, and it's working. It's working. Before I even got out of prison 2 years ago, they sent a lot of lifers and people with life without down to level 2s and 3 prisons now.
Really?
Yeah, they would never do that. You had life for life without, you weren't gonna never make it to no level 2 prison like that. Wow. So they doing that, and then the most pivotal thing they doing, they letting them out. They letting them home now. Wow. People be surprised out here in society how many lifers is walking all around them, interacting with a lot of lifers and got out. People who done more time than me is out on these streets, and they letting them out every week right now. Because they don't believe the old way. Things is changing out here in California. So, and a lot of these cats is almost senior citizens now. They got health problems and everything, and all that stuff costs money in the prison system. And the average dude's coming out and done 30, 40 years. He done a senior citizen. He ain't looking to get back into doing no crime, regress back to that lifestyle. So they using common sense in the prison system.
Talk about that.
They changing so many laws that prisoners benefiting from. When the prisoners benefit from it, the family benefit. All all the mothers and girlfriends and the sisters, the family men been running for these cats over all these years to all these prisons,
Right.
and they benefit, and it's a lot. And another thing I meant to tell you, I got my baby girl. I got 3 daughters. My baby girl,
Awesome.
Shanae Stacy. It breaks my heart, but she doing 40 to life right now. And that was something I forgot to tell you. She's in Child Killer Woman prison. She been there 14 years. She got 40 to life. But they just passed a law called SB 261. She qualified for, because she was young at the time when she defended us. That's what she did, defend herself. Some cow would bust my baby girl in her eye, split her eye, and try to rape her. So she came back, 2 days later and shot him all 9 times. And she doing 40 to life for that. So
But she was kind of defending herself, basically.
yeah, and she was traumatized, and so she came back and shot him all 9 times. So they got a new law which she gonna benefit from. So we trying to bring her home right now. This is my baby girl. So this stuff is serious business out here. That's the reason I'm trying to. My daughter she wasn't no saint. She was a gang member at the time, and they held that against her too. But that's what I'm trying to tell these young people. I'm trying to work with them. I'm trying to tell them, I done been to the top. People say my name. They know who I am. They know my names in books and all that. But I'm not. That's not going to my head. I'm just telling the reality of the situation.
Right.
And if you're gonna be a gang member out here, it's you finna face 3 things. It's inedible. Nobody can be a gang member without seeing that graveyard, going to death row, or getting life in prison.
Talk about it.
And I've been to the top, from the gang leader, gang shot caller. I've been to the top of the echelon. When I got at the top, calling all these shots, I had all this power. The only thing was up there when I got up there was lonely. Only signs I saw up there was death row, life in prison, the grave. That's it. That's all.
That's it. And so when you did get time, did any of your homeboys back then, did they come see you, send you packages? I mean, anything. Because, it's supposed to be this loyal thing, right?
Right, but it's not like that. Them codes of honor, that's non-existent. When I was gone these 33 years, I was forgotten about it. I wasn't the only one. Gang members, whether they Crips, Bloods, whatever they is, all they homeboys forget. It might be a chosen few, might look at you every once in a while, but other than that, you're going to be abandoned. The only person was there for me was my mother. And she already been there for me through camp, through juvenile hall, YA 4 times, the last 33 years in prison. If it wasn't for my mother, these last 33 years in prison, I probably starved in there.
Really?
I mean, I'm talking in a general sense. People gonna forget about you. In prison, you need money to survive in prison. It's no joke up in there. You need money to survive up in there. Especially if you're trying to do a good program, not get into illegal activity. That's why I use the starving aspect. I'd rather deal without than to get into legal activity. I'd have been into all the drug selling and all that stuff in prison. But I was trying to come home now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I can't, God wasn't going to let me have my foot over here and my foot over there.
Talk about that. Say that again. Say that again, Tony.
Yeah, God wasn't going to let me have my foot in 2 different places at one time. I had to make up my mind, put them together in which direction I'm going to go in. I went in God's direction.
See, I like that. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's all about really just us just like inspiring people, right, to do better, because now you found a better way. So now you want to help other people, but you helping other people through just like helping them live their life, period, right? Right, and trying to teach them a lot of life skills and use my journey, what I've been through in life, as example for them. I don't want for them not to follow them same footsteps. Right. Because you follow them same footsteps, you're going to get the same end results I got. Your homeboys going to turn on, they going to snitch on, they going to rat you out. They going to do all that, and they going to leave you for dead. And so I'm trying to get through to a lot of the youngsters out here and prevent them from taking them same footsteps I took and thousands of other dudes like me took. Yeah. And, I since I've been home, I extended the olive branch to certain OGs, double OGs, triple, whatever they call that crap. Double O, triple O. I don't know if that mean anything. Everybody's OG. Anybody with great salt and pepper hair is OG, So I just stood in the olive branch to a lot of partners from all these chefs that I know. Mm-hmm. And I'm asking y'all, let's come together and let's resonate the same
solutions to these youngsters so they can respect us and listen to it, but you got to lead by example, though.
Talk about that.
But you can't be having no crack pipe in your mouth and messing with crystal and trying to give some youngsters some advice. You can't be talking about you trying to prevent a gang activity when you wearing red or wearing blue colors. Why you can't wear a neutral color? I done been home to some of these non-profit organizations. They talking about a gang into prevention, but y'all wearing y'all colors though. That's sending the wrong message. Don't make no sense at all. That's just it's a contradiction. Period.
It's
Point
a
blank.
contradiction. Okay, talk about that. Talk about it then. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I've been working with people. I don't want to say these 2 sets we brought together the other summer. We brought two of the biggest sets out here together. There's a lot of big sets out here, but 2 of them who was at each other's throats, they was getting along when I left the street.
Really?
But me and one of my partners worked behind the scenes and brought these 2 sets together. And that was a major accomplishment for me. I didn't need to be on the front line, trying to get all these, kudos for doing this. Right. But that's what I do. I'm the type of person do my work and step back.
Do your work and step back.
Yeah, because I'm doing, I'm trying to please God. I'm doing His work.
Awesome.
And I'm not trying to impress nobody. That's all I want to do is do my work and step back. Since I've been home, I've been a part of I've been a part of 2 different organizations, Chuco's. Fair Chance Project on Redondo Boulevard, off of West Boulevard. I was part of that organization for the last 2 years. A lot of things that happened in the last couple of months because one of my partners was my mentor inside the prison system, part of that first at-risk youth program. A lot of people know him.
Okay.
He passed away. He passed away on the 9th. He was my mentor, my teacher. He taught me everything I knew. He done 3.5 years on death row and 45 years straight. He got out 2 years before me. And he just passed. He was able to spend 4 years of his life out here. Aww. He come up with the businessmans and the Sloss and the Gladiators. He out that era.
Okay.
He was out of WAS. He was a straight soldier at heart. And we just gave his memorial on the 19th.
Okay.
So I was part of their organization, the Fair Chance, Jerry Silver now, for 2 years dealing with at-risk youth. One of them was called Acorn, dealing with the at-risk youth. The other organization we ran was called Life Changers. We dealt with male and females coming out the prison system, teaching them life skills, how to get reacclimated back to societies so they won't make no mistakes and be part of recidivism going back into the prison system. So before that, I was part of this other organization. A lot of people out there might know Dr. Moore off of St. Nature Central. It was called CAV, Citizen Advisory Board. They worked close with the LA Sheriff Department. But anyway, I was part of the organization for a brief moment. They elected me to start a Scared Straight program for the LA Sheriff Department.
Awesome.
I took it on, but I backed out of it. It was some internal and external issues was going on. So I backed up out of it.
But you and your wife, you guys are starting the organization, right?
Oh yeah, we want still. Me and my wife, we got an organization, a nonprofit organization coming out in the Palmdale area. It's called AWOL, AWOL /Troubleshooters. AWOL stands for All Walks of Life. And most people know Troubleshooters stands for experts who resolve disputes and problems. So it's called AWOL Trouble. We got the name sealed for life already. So we just one step away, waiting on us to get tax exempt approved, and we be off and running.
Awesome.
It was planned on, I had a lot of that stuff drafted up before I came home to start my own nonprofit, right?
Really?
So my wife added her visions to it. And plus, I needed to get out the organization out of LA because it's just these are battle. This is what my grandkids laugh at me. They always say, "Grandpa, we finna go to the battlefield," because they know I call LA the battlefields.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my grandpa, I don't want to go to. I said, "Come on, we're gonna be all right." But I'm trying to get off these battlefields. I'm just trying to visit. I ain't gonna never forget my roots. Never forget where I come from. Where I helped cause a lot of these major problems. I caused some of the self-destruction. Yeah. I'm always come back to my roots and help my people out and help the youngsters out. And then I got to move on. Just it's stepping in and stepping out, and that's all I'm trying to do now. I hear what
you're saying though, because it's funny that you say that because my bishop that I attended the church for like 14 years, and he come up out of Watson. He basically go back. He's a pastor though. He's been a pastor 27 years, but he always go back and see his friends and hang out and preach to him and try to get him saved, because that's what he do. Right. But yeah, he go back. You don't forget your friends that you grew up with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you do try to help the people around you to be better.
Right, right.
You know, because now you're better. Because you came through a lot, and that's a miracle that even your lawyer saw that your case was such a flake, right?
Right.
That he just said, you know what, you have to help him. And so the other lawyer fought for you for 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, my case is in the law books now, so, you know.
It's in the what?
Law books, California law books.
Really?
Yeah, that's one of the guideposts to go by because
Wow.
when you're dealing with the Brady versus Mellon law on situations like mine, a lot of people who know about law know what Brady versus Maryland law is a leading law. It's been around for decades.
Okay.
But, you know, you got to meet certain prongs to that law. I think it's 4 to 6 of them that your case got to meet them 4 to 6 categories.
Before they even look at it.
Yeah. And it's called prongs, and it's really categories. But
Okay.
my case met and exceeded all them prongs. That's how bad they railroad me.
Really?
So, yes.
Wow. But you know what? I believe, Tony, that God is going to give you double for your trouble.
I believe that too.
He's going to give you double for your trouble because he already gave you a good wife in your life. She stood by you, and you guys are still doing good. You've been out 2 years.
Right.
You know, you're doing the programs and everything at RIF. What is it called again?
At risk youth.
Yeah, you're doing your programs, and you guys are having your own program now.
Right.
I like that, and I definitely want to, whatever I could do to help, let me know, because I just believe that God is going to give you double for your trouble, because that was a lot.
Well, you know, me and my wife nonprofit organization, it covers about 5 or 6 categories. You know, drug prevention, gang intervention prevention, conflict resolution, anger management, helping the homeless. We might have a VA category up in there too, helping ex-vets and stuff.
Yeah.
So we almost there. We just came back from San Diego last week. Went out there for 4 days.
Okay.
Went to some class at the Marriott Hotel out there.
Awesome.
And we went to seminars. Each class lasts 7.5 hours. So we went and got a lot of science dropped on us about how to, you know, run nonprofits and stuff like that. So we've been really trying to get our grind on, and so, cause, you know, I mean, like we said, you got to have a passion for that type of work. If you ain't got no passion,
you have to have the passion for
Yeah.
whatever it is a person is doing. They have to have the passion, right?
Right.
And if they don't, they're kind of just doing it to get paid.
Yeah.
But if you have the passion for it, like you have the passion for your young brothers or sisters coming up under you, you know, even you say like your daughter. You know, I know you very passionate about this. So yeah, the more programs, the better. And how you wrote Charlie Beck, I really like that. I think that is really, really good, because that program where they go back to 20 or 30 years of your life and try to make you look really, really bad to the jury, I don't think that's fair.
And then they, like I said, they're gonna hit you with this law been around for a while now. It wasn't out when I was out. It's called gang enhancements, and that law wasn't even on the book. Called it gang enhancement. When I was on the streets, it wasn't even on the books, and they still tried to hit me with gang enhancement when I went on appeal because of my ex-gang activity history. They still.
And you had already stopped activity for like 17 years.
Yeah, and they don't acknowledge that though. You know, they won't acknowledge all the good, but they gonna remember all the bad. And they ain't gonna remember no good, not an iota of good you do. They not gonna remember it.
Wow.
But they ain't gonna forget about all the bad you done, because they got it documented, and they gonna hold it against you for life. That's how it is, and that it got to get changed.
So you're trying to come up with a law that they cannot hold it against you for life,
Right.
especially if you have 5 to 10 years straight.
Clean on the streets. You ain't got no arrest, no contact with law enforcement. You ain't under no gang injunction. You not documented as an active gang member. Why is you still then? Because soon as they pull you over, I don't care where you at, they punch your name in the computer, police car, here, all this stuff gonna pop up on you. You from this set. And you've been doing all this good. It's just gonna follow you for the rest of your life. That's why they got to try to insert some type of law to curtail giving law enforcement, the DA, the latitude to have their way with you once you get up in that courtroom.
Like call it a second chance and really give you a second chance, right?
Right. And stick by the letter of the law. You know,
Right.
give everybody a fair a trial, you know, but it's not like that. And you already know 98% of people, especially blacks who come through the judicial system, we ain't got no money to afford no lawyers and stuff like that.
See?
And they just give us a dump truck lawyer.
See, you know what? That's so funny that you bring that up because I told you that I graduated from Antelope Valley College this year. Well, last year actually, and I took a lot of criminal justice class, criminal law, criminal justice, and they say that what you just now said. A lot of our people don't have the money, the funds for the attorneys to beat the cases. And so they wind up doing the time when if they had the money, they would not do the time.
And then the lawyer going to public defender, he gonna talk you into taking a deal.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you could have ended up beating the case you had money, but it's a lopsided judicial system. You know?
Wow. And it's funny because even though I've been, it seems like you've been to college also because you know the law.
Well, a little bit. I don't know if that's good, but I know what I done kind of been
You
through.
know pretty good. But you know what? I think experience is the best teacher.
It is.
You know, because all of this stuff that you've been through, you can say it firsthand from experience.
Right.
And your lawyers fought for you. And then this thing that you wrote Charlie Beck on, I think I've never really heard of that. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that, you know, I mean, I know that they could try you for a case or try a person for a case, but I didn't know that they can go way 20, 30 years ago.
It's no statute of
and
limitation.
then put the pictures in the court to make you look so bad to the jury.
And they doing that right now, the people right now, as we speak. And they've been doing, they gonna keep on doing it till somebody try to get that, get the laws changed and where it can put a halt to that.
Yeah, especially if you out for 10, 15 years or 5 years or whatever. I think 5 or 10 years, you should be able to have a whole new sheet or something.
Yeah, but
something need to be changed, especially if you're saying that I'm not active no more.
Right.
You know, I'm out of this lifestyle. You know, second chances. What happened to a second chance, right?
Right. And you know, in the prison system I pose out here, it's really bad in prison. So once you step through that door as a documented gang member, like when I stepped through there, and after I got convicted in '83 and entered the prison system in '83, don't you know I was still documented as a active gang member shot caller to the day I left, exit them doors 2 years ago, and they still got me documented as a gang member.
And so in 17 years, you was not even active.
No, and I tell all they special units, they, prison system, they got their little special force, SSU and all that stuff they call themselves. Anyway, I always tell them, I said, man, if I was an active gang member, it'd be nothing nice. I said, I'd be busy, I'd be active, I'd be in a hole, because, active gang member, you got work to put in.
Right.
So I'm telling them, I'm kicked back, but, it's just, again, God, walk with me through that whole journey,
And what's one of the saying that you got wrote down over there? Never give up.
Oh, yeah, never give up, never give in. The struggle is never part-time, but all the time. That's whether you're on the outside or inside. Never give in, never give up.
So the struggle is not part-time, but all the time.
That's what we're doing right now. This is a struggle, trying to reach out and touch our people.
Talk about that.
It's a relentless process. And the reason I use that terminology, the struggle is never part-time, but all the time, because whether you inside the prison system, whether you out here,
talk about it.
We got bills to pay out here.
See?
And we got a living to make. People don't have jobs. You got so many homeless people. You're dealing with the gang activity aspect of it. You're dealing with the drug activity.
Depression.
All that.
People being abused and people are depressed and people snapping, different stuff like that. And basically, I just feel that, thank God for God, right?
Without a doubt, it's not easy. It's not easy. So I really believe, the struggle is never part time. It's all the time. Cause soon as you
that's deep.
Cause soon as you relinquish pushing in any area of your life,
think you can go to sleep, right?
Yeah.
Ain't no sleeping, right? Ain't no sleeping in this day.
If you fall,
you gotta stay
trip
alert.
And fall, there ain't gonna be nobody there to pick you up. But God, but you don't believe in him, he ain't finna pick you up. So
see,
this life is very serious. I don't these last 2 years been mind blowing to me out here. I'm still trying to get reacclimated to society. It's just been a real mind blowing experience for me.
Well, I really hope the best for you, and I'm gonna be praying for you. And I just think that you're gonna really make it. And I really believe just by talking to you and meeting you through Greg, I just really believe that God is gonna give you double for all your trouble. Cause you went through the struggle, and
Right.
it's still a struggle coming out of the struggle. Cause you didn't came out of it, but now you still have to stay out, stay alert, still deal with this process, this part of the process. But I just really believe that God is going to give you double. You're going to get double for all everything that you went through, because it's not fair, It's not fair, but at the same time, we still thank God that he had a lawyer that believed in you.
Right.
You had a lawyer that believed in you, and he was like, it's not finna happen like this. He went to somebody else without your knowledge and asked them to take your case.
Right.
That's deep.
Yeah.
You don't. That's not a lot of people's story.
Right.
Yeah. So you were definitely blessed. So you definitely have a I won't say a debt, but you definitely have something to give back to society, because God looked out for you.
Right.
So you looking out for other people.
Right.
But you got a wife and a family, got your kids to look out for and everything. So I'm just really sitting here, and I'm really believing that you just remember, when that double for your trouble start to manifest, come back on the show so you can talk about it, right?
Oh,
because I definitely believe that you're gonna get double for your trouble, because it's horrible. And then one more thing, Tony, let our viewers know that even though you did all that time, when you made your deal to get out, you cannot sue, neither.
Oh yes, yeah.
You're not able to sue.
Yeah, cause they on my appeal, they wouldn't just flat out let me go. They was willing to retrial me over. And coincidentally, what's the actor name? What's the actor name? The one that had the murder on his wife. The actor, he played some police scene.
Yeah, I know.
What's his name?
Was it Beretta?
He played Beretta.
Yeah, I think so. What was his name?
Robert Blake.
Yeah, Robert Blake.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, these people wanted me so bad that they got Robert Blake, district attorney who was charging Robert Blake, because that's when I was down on my appeal at that time in 2002. They took the district attorney off his case and doubled him up with two DAs on my case. And I asked my lawyer why they do that. He said they want you better than Robert Blake. Yeah. So anyway, the bottom line, I was kind of forced into taking the deal, and my lawyer convinced me, even though you got a 98% lawsuit against these people for false imprisonment. He said, but it's that 2%. If you lose, you facing 25 to life sentence plus a 10-year gang enhancement.
Wow.
He said, the heck with the money, get your freedom.
Wow.
So I took the deal.
So you got your freedom. God gonna give you the money.
Right.
He gonna give you the money, man. I'm sitting here and it's so passionate, right? But God is gonna give you the money, because God do not like that.
Right.
That was not nice. But anyway, you guys, our time is just about up. I am so just one quick thing, one quick inspiration that you could leave our guests with right quick. Something real quick. We got 1 minute.
With peace and blessings, everybody. And this is really, these words right here is directed to our youth, all the ones that's active gang members out there who still want to be gang members. Y'all heard my story. I got a contact line. You can get in contact when you need some help. I can send some resources your way or whatnot. But mainly, I want all the young brothers out there, all the young men, all the young brothers, man. Y'all stop wearing these shower shoes out in public and these pajamas out there in public, and pull your pants up and be proud of your race and act like real mans and real soldiers out there, and just stay blessed and stay prayed up, and just let that swagger go, and let's help each other and love each other. One love.
Amen. All right. Okay, you guys. Thank you, beautiful people, for tuning in every Monday at 4 o'clock. I've been through, hosted by Gail Davis. You guys, I really appreciate this show. Thank you so much, Tony Stacy, for being a guest. You really inspired some people. You really inspired me, because that is an amazing story. And just like Joseph, he became second in command of all Egypt. God got something big for you, okay?
Right.
But you guys, come back every Monday at 4 o'clock. I've been through, hosted by Gail Davis. Thank you to Roscoe Media Center, Roscoe Chicken and Waffle, Johnny Morris, Keno, leaders of Roscoe. Thank you to my tech guy back here, Kevin. And thank you to my guests. You guys, I am so inspired right now. You guys, and please just listen to what he said, because he knows he's been there. Okay? And that's all we have for today. You guys come back next Monday. Okay? Thank you so much.
Dear Father, I stand today, just want to say thank you, Lord, for everything that you've done for me. Somebody's gonna need you, Lord. Somebody's gonna need a friend. Well, I stopped by to let you know that I know somebody that'll stick closer than a mother, somebody that'll stick closer than even a father. Well, friend, I'm talking about Jesus Christ. Yeah. Thank you, Lord. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 'Cause I know Jesus will never let you down. No. Whenever you need him, I know. Jesus will be there every day, 'cause I know Jesus, he'll never let you down. Whenever you need the Lord, I know you down. No, 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 no. You need the Lord. He'll never let you down. Wait a minute, y'all. Yeah. Don't doubt the Lord. No, no, no. Don't doubt the Lord whatever you do. Don't doubt the Lord. Don't doubt the Lord. No, no, no. The Lord will always see you through. Just let me